Hey everybody, this video is going to go over how you embed tables and figures, so pictures, infographics, that kind of stuff into your essay in APA format. So be sure to like and subscribe below to keep these videos coming. We are going to use this student paper setup guide from APA to go over how you embed those tables and graphics into your essays. So we're going to start in the section called Tables and Figures Setup. So tables and figures covers any kind of picture, anything other than a table. They are set up very similarly. So one of the things that you should know is that you can embed them directly into your essay, or your instructor might have you put them at the end, like in an appendix, and that would be something different. So this video is going to look at just embedding them directly into your essay. So the first part is how we label them when we put them into the essay. So the first thing that you should know is that the table needs to be labeled with the word table in bold and then the number. So if you have multiple tables, it'll be table 1, table 2, table 3, and that's how it needs to be labeled in bold. Underneath that, you need to give the table a title. It should be whatever it is about. So that title is in italics. Then the table is located directly underneath that title. And it has the rows and columns, of course, as a table does. Underneath the table, you can put a note. It does say that the note is optional, but usually it's a good idea to put it in there to explain what that table is giving you, what data or information is in that particular table. So for example, this is response to a question from a survey, and so the note tells you what the survey question was. So if you have any kind of clarifying information, what the data in the table is all about, that would go in that note section. The note section is left aligned and it is double spaced just like the rest of the essay. Figures run the same way as tables, but they're called figures. The word figure covers infographics, pictures, any kind of other graph that's not a table. So bar graphs, plot graphs, that kind of thing. We call those figures. So basically there's tables, everything else falls under figure. And again, they are called figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, all the way through. The name figure 1, figure 2, whatever is in bold, again, left aligned. Underneath that, double spaced, is the title of the picture, graphic, whatever it is, in italics. The title is in italics. Underneath that is the image. So that could be your bar graph, it could be your infographic, it could be a picture, whatever it is. Underneath that, again, it says the note is optional. I find that it is really good as an instructor. I like it when my students put the note in there to tell me, why is this particular infographic or picture in here? What data or information is it supposed to be giving me as the reader? Underneath that, in terms of spacing, the title and the labeling of the table 1 or figure 1 and the title are double spaced and left aligned. The notes are also left justified and double spaced as well. Same thing with the line spacing in the figures. It follows the exact same format. Let's get down into table alignment. Tables should be left aligned. Figures, if you have data, they should also be left aligned as well. I'm going to kind of skip down in here. The fonts should follow the same font that you're using throughout the rest of the essay. Of course, if you are pulling a picture or an infographic, it should retain the same font as was used in the source. But what you add to it in terms of the label, the title, and the note, those things are in your font for your essay. So again, bolded, the italics is titled, the title is italicized. Under your picture is the word note. You do need to italicize the word note before you include the rest of that information. Placement. I wanted to kind of look at this. So placement in APA is very specific. It's not like MLA that allows me to place them kind of wherever fits best. For APA, there are rules for how you or where you would embed these in your essay. So you can embed them directly in the text, but you must call out or mention the table or figure in your text before embedding it. So the call out or mention of it has to come first, and you can only embed the figure or table after it has been mentioned. Now, once it's been mentioned, you have three places that you can do the embedding. One is at the bottom of that page. So if you call it out in your essay and there is room to put the table or figure at the bottom of that page, do it at the very bottom of that page. If, however, your call out kind of comes at the bottom of the page and there's no more room to put it at the bottom, you can put it at the top of the next page, okay? You can't go and move it up above your call out. Call out has to come first. If there's not room to do it on the same page, it needs to be at the top of the next page. Now, if it takes up too much room, that table or figure can take up the entire next page, and that's also fine. So it can be on the page by itself next. The most important rule of thumb is that you cannot put tables or figures before they are actually called out or mentioned in the essay itself. It must appear after the call out or mention. We also cannot put tables or figures in the middle of pages. So it is top, bottom, or by a page on itself. That is it. No middle, no left, right side. Okay. If you are embedding them at the bottom of a page, you leave a line of space after your essay and before the figure 1 appears for the table labeling. Okay, so always include the line of space between your essay content and your figure or table labels. If you are embedding it at the top of the page, so the call out has to appear on the previous page, then you could embed it, the table or figure, at the top of the very next page, and you lead with the labeling. So table whatever, figure whatever, and your title. There's your table. After your note, you need to leave an extra empty line of space before your essay picks up again. Okay, so always make sure that before and after your figure or note, make sure there's an empty line of space. That helps the reader visually separate your table or graphic from the content of your essay itself. And that's basically the rules. If it's on a page by itself, then of course your table or figure number comes at the top in bold with your title, and then it's there alone by itself on that page. So I hope that this helps as you are embedding tables and graphics into your APA formatted essays. Good luck on your project and have a good day.